Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to H&W Welders on the Impossible Dream, and today it is a summer transfer special as we play through. Can you believe we're going into season 10 of the series already? And well, the goal here I think is basically to just try and just move the squad on to the next level again. If we have a quick look at how we left things off with last season's numbers, Judah, our number one goalkeeper, who is now wanted by Birmingham. No way well, maybe I would sell him. Depends how much they want to give us for him. He was the main player, but we can see, I mean, we did play a lot of games, of course, getting into the group stage of Europe and beyond, but a lot of guys here in sort of this 18, 20 to, say, 10 games played. We probably don't need all of them. And if we are looking to sort of move the squad on to the next level, I think people like Glenn Murray, people who we signed as potential that haven't reached it at 22, I think we need to start and just clear those sorts of guys out. O'Hare is another one that we bought in, we've moved past him a little bit now. Those sorts of guys I think we need to look to move out. Players like Baxter, who should have been good, but just have not developed since we got them as like 16, 17, 18-year-olds. So I think we do need to do a bit of a squad clear out. Now, in terms of goal scorers, McDade obviously led the way. King, Cargbo, and Fitzpatrick all up there. Diora is somebody I think we need to play more, don't we? 9 goals from 16 starts. He has done well for us, so we can see everybody else there that got goals. Lots and lots of goal scores, which is good to see. Assists, we know that Napoleon led the way. X-ray vision, Mr. Sean Simpson was second with McGreevy, Fitzpatrick, Armstrong, and going sort of down from there. And then the average ratings, Kieran Sheedy. What do we do with Kieran Sheedy? He's been at the club for a while now. Came through the academy, of course. But he's not going to be good enough, is he? But he obviously only played a couple of games. But McDade, Diora, as I said, plays well when he does play. And we can see all the way down the players there that averaged over 7, which is excellent. Even Armstrong, although he was disappointing for the most part, did manage to average over 7 in the end. So it tells you roughly how good he is. And I will be doing everything I can to stop him going from LAN this summer. So that's where we are. That's what we want to do. Let's get this summer transfer special underway. Now, we should probably have a look at finances before we get too far here. We're doing okay. Luckily, we know we're in Europe, so that's although we've still got to qualify, I guess, so we don't know for sure. But we've got just under £1 million to spend, which is more than we've had last year. We've got a little bit of money in the wage budget, but like I say, we're going to be doing a little bit of a clear out, so hopefully that'll go up before it'll go down, before it goes up. Just under 34 grand we're currently spending. And the 30%, I wonder if we could do that right now. We really, ideally, would like to keep a little bit more than that if we are selling players. What do we want? That is transfer. No, so we can't do that. I must have asked to do that already. But there we go. That is the money we have to spend. Let's go see if we can spend it. All right, a few end of season things to clear up. As we knew, it is a record high finish for us in the league. So excellent. Well done us there. Gareth Wilson, player of the year in the league. Taken away from us, of course, sold by the chairman, and then went and won the Player of the Year in the league. It was a Linfield clean sweep there. And McDade was indeed the Young Player of the Year. 18 goals from 19 appearances. Wonderful stuff. And Billy Gribben, of course, on loan from Preston, I want to say. Yes, from Preston. He was third in that. And, of course, we do, as a reminder, have him coming back for next season on loan. So that is excellent. I should probably also mention a few players that we know are coming in. Rory Hill is definitely coming in. We've signed that. That's going to go through when contracts are up on the 1st. And James Chambers is coming in. Now, it says he's a striker. We're going to use him very much as a midfielder. And that has enabled us to get rid of a player as well. You can see there. And that is Luke Cundell leaving us to go to Northampton. 36 grand we've got for him. His contract was up at the end of the year. It's a sort of a December contract. We've moved past him. I said I wanted to clear the squad out. It's not that he's a bad player. It's not that he's been a bad player for us. But we've moved past him, and we need to say goodbye to these sorts of players, don't we? So just a quick update. Bologna went on to win the Europa Conference League. So I think we can take from that we were the second best team in that competition. But yeah, knocked out by the winners. There's no real shame in that, is there? All right, another quick update. We're at June 1st now, which of course means contracts have expired. So just a quick update on who we have released from the club. Andy Lyons, we released him. I thought about keeping him just for his mental attributes, but ultimately that seemed like a waste, so we've let him go. James Simpson, another right back who sort of fell out of favour once we turned professional. He has officially left. Glenn Murray, not quite ever developed as we would have hoped, so he has left. Billy Baxter, as I said earlier, never developed, so he has left. Daniel Curry, one of the youngsters that came through the academy, again, wasn't developing, so he has left. And then we've got a couple of other youngsters that came through the club. It was very close to keeping Aiden Mason, but he's 20 now and probably needs to move on with his career. James Gallagher, again, another youngster that came through the academy. Our Italian left back, do you remember him that we randomly got? He has left and has not made anything of himself. And again, another young striker. Oh no, a midfielder. I thought he was a striker. But anyway, either way, wasn't quite good enough to stay with us. So those are the players that have left. Obviously, with players out of contract now, we can start and pick up some scraps from other clubs. Look, Mr. Chairman, if Lam want Anthony Armstrong that bad, then selling to him for £2.5 million. That's what they bid. Well, no, wait, no. I want, that's not what I want. I want 5 million plus sell-ons. 5 million plus sell-ons. No, Mr. Chairman, please don't sell him. So this has happened. There was rumours in the press that Lam were interested in Armstrong. I thought, well, let's just put a massive bid out there and see if they, just to try and make sure that we don't lose him for nothing. 2.5 million, and they've said yes. And I can't protest it, and I didn't put a 50% sell on him because I thought there was no chance they'd pay that. And they're going to pay it. So, yeah. Let's hope maybe he gets a dose of the McDades and decides he wants to stay after all. Goodbye, my Armstrong, my number 10. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Hello, Anthony Armstrong. Are you calling to say goodbye? You've done what? He's rejected him. That's what he's done. Anthony Armstrong stays a welder, and none of us saw this coming. 2.5 million. We're better off with him. And well, what if we can offer him a new contract now? Can we? No. I don't know where he wants to go. You had a chance to leave me. I don't know what your problem is. But anyway, he's staying. That is excellent, excellent news. Cancel all the transfers I'd made, panic buyers trying to replace him, because Anthony Armstrong is staying. And another bit of good news, we have had a signing, a loan signing for this season coming. Jim Pearson, an 18-year-old promising fullback. We've got him on loan. Was at Hamilton, in Scotland. You can see the fans like him. Let's have a quick look at him. And basically, we've got the young guy from Southampton showing up. I'll show you him when he gets here. June 1st, I think it is for him. But this will be sort of the guy to share the role with him. Now, the one weakness to his game is obviously crossing. But we'll deal with that because he's not too good in the air either. But he's quick. He's got good work rate, so he'll get up and down that wing for us. And he's got decent passing and vision. So even if he can't cross, he should be able to get involved in sort of passing movements and whatnot. So I think he'll do a good job for us. And it might be one of these we can maybe look to, to keep getting him back and eventually buying him. But he's leaving the Scottish Premiership. Well, he's not. He's leaving Scottish League 2, where he played well. And he'll be on loan with us for the year. So that is excellent. But the big news, Armstrong stays. Alright, we have breaking news, and it is a new signing. It's, well, one person I was looking to get in to replace Armstrong, and I thought it's probably worth going through with the transfer. So let's have a look at him here. It's Charlie. I'm going to go with Gournay. It almost certainly is wrong. But we signed him from Crusaders, former Northern Irish under-21 international, just under 10 grand. You can see the fans aren't massive fans of him, but I think he'll do okay. £600 a week as a squad player. Let's have a look at him. Now, the reason I was signing him initially is I thought we'll move Napoleon back to the number 10 role, and this guy could play as a deep-lying playmaker. He's not the best tackler, but he's got good passing, good vision, good composure, good first touch. I thought, that might be the best way to use him. So that's still kind of the plan, though. And with Cundell leaving, we'll sort of look to use this guy in that sort of role. Obviously, he can go forward, but he hasn't got the best finishing, dribbling, so I don't think that's going to be his place. I think he is probably better off in this sort of a role, a little bit deeper as a playmaker. He has been playing for Crusaders in the Premiership. We've come up against him before. I don't remember him necessarily. He's done okay-ish, not really, but I'm hoping with better players, better coaches, all that sort of stuff, that he'll come in and be a good player for us. So, yeah, that's Charlie Gournay, and he is officially a welder. All right, we have some European club news action stuff here. The European club rankings have been announced. The Premiership has moved up 5 to 36th, so that is good. The Welders have moved up 111 places to 72nd in Europe. That is amazing. Inside the top 100 we are. And look at that, ahead of Red Bull Salzburg, just behind Celta Vigo, and we still have this next year in Europe is still a freebie that a year that we have no coefficient points to defend. So that's brilliant. There's every chance that we will continue to move up. If we can do another 13-point season, there's a chance we could move up inside the top 50, which for a Northern Irish club would be very, very special. I'm not sure where Linfield is. Let's see if we can find them. So we are in fact the highest ranked Northern Irish club. Larne is there in 98th. And if we go down all the way down to 139th, we can see Linfield. So we are the highest ranked Northern Irish team in Europe, which is wonderful stuff. And Northern Ireland has moved into the up in the efficiency to 16th. So what does that mean? So there was it is now, instead of a first qualifying round in the Champions League, it's a second qualifying round. Let's have a quick look at this table here as well. So where did we say we were 16th? We are, as things stand, moving up 2 more places. Now, if we were to move up 2 more places, no one below us that's going to catch us, is there? Croatia's neck and neck. They actually are a little bit ahead of us. But if we were to move up, say, 2 of the 3 places there, if we go to qualification places, 3 places would mean a second team in the Champions League. And that is obviously what we want, because that gives us, we don't have to win the league to get into the Champions League and get that massive, massive money, which would be amazing if we could do that. So that's how Europe's looking for us. I guess the jaws for the Europa Conference League will be coming up soon. Okay, another check-in, and this is with our Europa Conference League qualifying tie. We're up against Paphos. Let's go with that. They are a Cypriot club. And if we look at their squad, it should be easy enough for us. So I'll decide shortly if we should come back for that one or not. It was that the defender that played at Liverpool for a bit. I'm not going to try, because as you can imagine, I'm not going to be able to say it. But anyway, that's the tie that we've been given. Certainly not the worst. And a little bit of less good news is involving Mr. X-Ray Vision, Sean Simpson. He's still currently, or he was listed as a key player. I switched him down to a fringe player because, let's be honest, squad player, I could negotiate with him, but he's no better than that at this point. And his contract's up the end of this season, so he's unhappy. I mean, we'll just if we have to let him go, it'll be sad, but we'll always have the Rijeka goals, won't we? Okay, we are at, we're past July 1st now, which means that all contracts across Europe are now done, and we have got the 2 new boys we knew were coming. James Chambers has shown up. He looks a very, very useful midfield player for us. And Rory Hill has shown up as well. Looks a very good right back, but unfortunately for us, he's also shown up with a damaged Achilles tendon, so he's out for 3 months. Yeah, which isn't ideal, to say the least. But anyway, they've shown up, which is good. And we do have another signing as well, if we just go all the way back here. And this is not one that we knew about. It is Alamin, Stephen Alamin, a B- rated signing for the fans. You can see we signed him as a squad player. Right now, 2.5 star, potentially better than that. $1.5 grand a week, just about. We've signed him on a 1-year deal with an option of an extension for another year. This is what we've got. Good passer of the ball. What I basically wanted was somebody with the departure of O'Hare, which I think I mentioned, but if not, O'Hare has left. Yeah, but I wanted someone who could sort of come back in here in where we needed them, like De Rossa was doing last year as well, and just help us see out games. So that's what we've brought him in for. He was released by Aston Villa, so top pedigree of it, Championship, Jesus. So top pedigree, and yeah, we'll hopefully we won't need him too often, but he's there if we do, and he's a bit of an upgrade just generally on what we had anyway last season. So that is the July 1st update, and we'll just keep looking to work the market now and see what else we can bring in. Okay, another quick update, mainly to say that Timmy Sobowale has left, 30 grand off to Scunthorpe. He was good. He did what we needed him to do, but we've definitely moved past him at this point. So he has left the club. And other news is that this happened. £3 million Larne beat for Anthony Armstrong, plus 30% of the next sale. I protested it. It didn't do any good, but we needn't have worried because he rejected them once more. It's up here somewhere. Anyway, he rejected them. He's still with us. You can take my word for it. There he is there. He's still a welder and still a wonderful player. So, are we able to say that we don't have to worry about this anymore? I can't be fully confident, but let's go with that. And another bit of news is that Napoleon's picked up a bit of an injury, 3 weeks. It means he's likely going to miss. Well, he is going to miss the start of the European campaign. But as long as we have Anthony Armstrong, that won't be too bad of a miss. We can get by, especially in the early rounds without him, I would think. So that's the update. There's no new signings in just yet, though. Alright, we are at game day of our first game in Europe, so that means, of course, an end to the transfer special, but let's have a quick review of what we've done so far. Now, we have to go back to last season to get the early transfers. We, of course, got in on loan Jim Pearson, a right-back, who's turning out to be a very important player for us, given we have a bit of an injury crisis amongst our own right-backs. He's going to do well for us. And also coming in, of course, was Charlie Gournay. We're going to stick with that pronunciation. Midfielder there for us. Came in, what was it, under 10 grand, so hopefully, again, we'll get value for money for him. If we look at the departures, of course, it was Kundell who left. Just time to say goodbye to him, and O'Hare as well. So they've both gone out. So last season, £1 million even we brought in. How did we bring in that much? Oh, Wilson was the main one, wasn't it? And we only spent 11. So a nice little profit in the transfer market there. If we go forward to this season, the departures. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned these or not, but Mickey Bain has gone out on loan to Glentoran. I want him to play a full season so he can develop as much as possible. Glentoran is about as good as we can hope for. He is supposedly going to be a first-team player for them, so absolutely brilliant. Michael Keane, one of our youngsters, a winger. Again, I wanted him out on loan to be playing regularly. He's gone out to Crusaders. So again, he's going to be playing Premiership football, hopefully week in, week out. And we'll see the benefit for both of those guys with them. They can come back and we can decide if they have a future with us or not. And of course, Sobowale has also left. So 30 grand we made so far this window. Those coming in, of course, James Chambers. Coming in as a midfielder should be very, very good for us. Also coming in, Rory Hill is turned up injured, which isn't ideal. Because, as I said, he's one of the right backs that have got an injury. And, of course, Mickey Bain already going out on loan has left us a little bit short there. And Stephen Al-Amin has come in from Aston Villa on a free transfer just to be a little bit of depth in midfield and a defensive midfielder for us as well. So that is that. So let's have a look at the squad we have to start the season. And of course, we're only in July. Transfer window still has a long, long time to go. But if we start with our strikers, we're very well served up here. Brendan Davidson, of course, Aaron McDade, who was a star last year. We've got Diora, who is very, very underrated for us. We've got Cargbo. Is his star beginning to fade? Of course not, but he's around anyway, so we'll see what we get out of him. And of course, the youngster, Sheedy. Could we do with a little bit more cover? I think we're okay, especially if we're just going to play with the one up top. We should be okay. We've got 4 good options, in the league, so we should be, and Sheedy as well. That's a dig, isn't it? If we look at the wide players, we'll start over on the left, because this is where we have a lot of options. Anthony Armstrong, assuming he continues to stay with us, will be an option out there. Davidson as well will be an option, though neither of those guys will be first choice out there. King can play out there. He's left-footed, but he can't cross, so he's better on the right. We also have Chambers, of course, who can play out here, and Fitzpatrick. Now, the other one that can play out here, though it doesn't say that he can right now, is Kyle Fisher. He's left-footed, and we are training him to be a left winger. So ideally, we'll see him playing over on the left sooner rather than later. But the other options to go over on the right are Fitzpatrick. They're all inverted wingers. Fitzpatrick, and also Rory King. We are looking to get in a right winger. They're not the easiest, apparently, to find. I don't know why, but we'll do our best and see what we can do. The number 10, Armstrong, will be the first choice. We've got Mr. X-Ray Vision, Sean Simpson, who is happy at the club again now as a squad player. So we kind of met him halfway. He's signed a new contract and everybody's happy. So that's good news. Napoleon, of course, can play here, though we've tended to favour him in a deeper role, though I suspect with some of the signings we've got in midfield now, maybe he will look to move back up here again. And of course, Chambers could play up here, but we're looking to use him a little bit deeper in midfield. If we do go a little bit deeper in midfield, of course, we've already seen Armstrong. We haven't seen McGreevy yet. We did have a bid for McGreevy come in from Larne. I'm hoping that that's not going to turn into anything more serious, but he should be happy with us. Maybe we'll offer him a new contract just to be safe. Napoleon, of course, we've seen. William McQuaid, he was a star player for us probably this time last year, as still club captain as we talk right now. That might change, but I don't know. He's got decent leadership. So the fact that he's so far down the pecking order is, I think, testament to the depth we've got now. Of course, we've already seen Chambers. Al Amin we just saw as a midfield option as amongst the new signings. Gornay we saw as amongst the new signings. And also Akizian, sorry. Came through the club. He trains the house down. He wins training every week. We might need to make a decision on whether we loan him this year to get that football or whether we are going to actually make a better effort to play him. And given the players in front of him, we might need to loan him out. Now, one position that is a strength to a point, but we do still need a bit of cover, I think, is centre-back. First choice, we're set. Fred Simpson, absolute star. Billy Gribben, absolute star. So they're our two first choice. Behind them, we've got Tommy Martin, who's potentially a star, and Curtis Coyle, again, potentially a star. Look at him mentally. Very, very good. Good in the air as well. Bit of a lump, though. Not much pace about him. Edgar is an option here as well. His contract's up the end of this year. I don't know if we'll keep him. He does have some qualities there, but I don't know if we'll keep him. So we will need to look to get at least one more centre back in, possibly on loan. If we look at the right side of the defence, Jim Pearson, who is fit, ready to go. Hill, who is not fit, along with Luca Hull, who is of course not fit, and Lewis Hill has come back from loan last year. We've caught him back into the first team. And, we'll just kind of see if he can fill in a gap for us until we get the others back. Over on the left, and again, we probably do need to get at least one more in here. Brian McCullough is going to be the first choice for now. Omar Robin is still at the club. He's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I do wonder if that is somewhere we could look to strengthen before the window closes. Goalkeeper, Jidda is the number one, certainly for now anyway. The interest from Birmingham City never came to anything, so he's still here. The backup right now is Connolly. I do have irons in the fire to get a goalkeeper in. So for this first qualifying tie in Europe, Connolly will be on the bench, but he shouldn't be there for too much longer. And he's not the worst. He's not the best, but he's not the worst. So that is how we stand. Looking at the finances, we still have a little bit of money. If you're wondering where it all went to the scouting budget, just so we can make sure we're still, scouting to get the best players we can. Wages, well, we've knocked quite a bit off. If we have a look here, this is roughly where we started, and we've knocked, what's that? 8 grand off the wages. So we've done really well so far, lowering that down. And like I say, it'll go up again before the window closes because we'll keep looking to sign players. But that is where we're at. So if you've enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you next time as we get the season underway. Don't look at pre-season. It hasn't gone great. Get the season underway against Paphos. And if the first leg is a blowout, then what we might do is we'll come back and start the Premiership season as well against Ballina Millard. So until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Take care.